All right, everybody, welcome back to the Kleen-Rite Radio podcast. I am Fix It with Phil, and as always, I'm joined by my good buddy, Marc Tyndale. Marc, how we doing this morning?
I'm doing great today, Phil. Wonderful Monday morning.
Yep, ready to get it this week fired off. And we're joined today by Erin with G&G. We're going to talk about G&G lights. We're going to talk about lights in general at your wash and the impact that can have across your site, across your revenue, all of those types of things. Erin, how are you this morning?
I'm wonderful. Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
Erin, tell us just real quick for the audience, give us a quick bio on yourself and G&G, and then we'll jump right into, the activity on bay lighting is tremendous. You're feeling it. We're feeling it. The whole industry's feeling it. So give us who's Erin, who's G&G, and then we'll jump right in.
Yeah, sounds good. So I'm Erin Noonan. I'm the director of marketing at G&G. I've been with the company for about 7 years now. And I tell you, over the past 7 years, it's been a wild ride just from seeing how whenever I first started, I was trying to convince people that they just needed some sort of color in their car wash and what some kind of color could do, to now it's this fully immersive color experience. And people realize this is really impactful for my business. And now it's just a matter of telling them why they need more color, right? So it's been a fun journey. G&G, I don't know how familiar everybody is. We are a manufacturer of car wash lighting based in upstate New York. So our owners grew up in the car wash. Their family owned a chain of car washes upstate New York. And their uncle was all into the latest and greatest tech, Gary Bayrite. And he came to Jason, who's our CEO now, that's his nephew. He's like, hey, you're an electrical engineer. I need LEDs that work in a car wash. Figure this out, make it happen. So that's essentially why G&G came to be, is because Jason got to work figuring out how to make an LED fixture that could actually survive in the harsh environment of a car wash. And that was 13 plus years ago, and it's just evolved from basic white lighting to single colored lights, again, to this fully immersive car wash experience. So it's been a wild ride, but a fun one for sure.
Well,
it's kind of became the industry standard, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I can remember when I first started in this industry, what G&G was then. Just, I was used to just the white light sticks, so on and so forth, to the color wash that is now, and the ability to, we have it at a couple of our washes, and the ability to just hop on my phone and control the lights across all of my sites is fantastic.
Yeah, and let's talk about, where they've come, right? So color shows or light shows or just bright lighting has really become the standard in express tunnels. Nobody says, do I need to have great lighting in an express tunnel? It's just, it's not only accepted, it's almost required.
I think the question typically is, do we have enough?
Yeah. And what's happened in the last 2 to 3 years is it's being adopted across rehab self-serve IBAs. We're seeing it every day. People are asking, is this worth it? We're proving it is worth it.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to talk to Erin a little bit about some data that they have. And, where has lighting really made the biggest difference is in the last couple of years is really in the IBA self-serve.
Yeah. I think I'd like to dive into the retrofit upgrades and the easy uptick that people are seeing from that, to go along with what Marc's saying. It was huge in tunnels. It's huge in express. And guys in self-serve are grabbing that. They're seeing the data. They're seeing the uplift that other people are having. These retrofit upgrades are so easy. G&G has made it so incredibly easy to, reach out, say, this is my square footage. G&G provides basically a roadmap on where to put where to install the lights, how to do the wiring. And then the one-on-one, when you buy one of these systems, the one-on-one half-hour tutorial that you get on how to actually operate them is beyond, customer service-wise, is beyond what you would expect, right? So I think that when we look at the easy uptick that sites are seeing, right, what has G&G noticed that what's one of the biggest factors of a site that never had lights before they put this color wash in, or just even if they just put the white light in, what is the biggest response
Well,
from that?
before we go too far, I want everybody to remember, okay, a lot of the folks who are doing this in IBA self-serve are jumping over just having good lighting, and they're going from terrible lighting to great by putting in LED tubes, right? Some of them are still on high pressure sodium, fluorescence, canopy lights that are yellow. So they're really going from A to Z. That they're not stopping in the middle.
Agreed.
Which is a bigger jump for them, but most of them have not upgraded their lights in 20 years
since the site's been built.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to that point, I think that the MBA and self-serve market has a huge opportunity because, like you're saying, dark and just outdated. Not only is it a site refresh as far as like curb appeal and safety with the bright white, but when you go to that great, you guys have the leverage of 24/7 site marketing. It's not just a utility function with lighting. Like, tunnels are great. They can really ramp up their experience with the color wash system, but whenever you do it around the clock, you capture traffic that they don't get whenever they're closed. Like, they're limited to hours where there's 24/7 marketing just through lighting. When there's not even a person on site to make sure that they're having a great experience, they're capitalizing on that just through engagement through these lighting platforms. So I think that's a huge win in that scenario. And that's the reason why a lot of people are seeing the numbers that they're seeing. We've consistently gotten back figures such as a 70% lift in business after dark. So times where people would just drive by and wouldn't even know that your car wash was there, you were open. 70% lift, which increased the overall business by 30%. Especially if, some of the C-store stuff like that's driving traffic across other facets of their business too. There's just a lot you can do all hours of the day to really engage with your community, advertise your business, set yourself apart from competition. It's a 24/7 revenue generator at that point.
Yeah, the neat twist is so that, the tunnels put them in for the light show while the customers are inside the bay. A lot of them turn it off when, they close business at 7 or whatever. In the self-serving IBA, your light show people can see it. Like you're 2-3 miles down, mile down the road anyway.
Yep.
You can see this glow and you're wondering what that is. And it's creating anticipation by the time you get by that site.
And I think the other thing that does for us is, Erin, you had mentioned like 70% lift in overnight revenue and customers actually stopping and washing at night. I think the other thing that it's done for us is it's just created a flash of awareness, right? Hey, we're here. We've done some work, right? And even if they don't stop that night, they're going to stop at some point. And then as long as you give them a great, consistent
wash experience
after that, you've just generated a new customer based on the fact that they saw your lights, right?
For sure. Well, I think too, what you were saying from going to just whatever kind of lighting to a great lighting, like that screams, I'm investing in my site. I care about you. I care about my customers, and I'm making sure I'm giving you the best possible product through my car wash. And it's an advertisement for what you are doing for your customers at your site too, which I think is pretty impactful.
Yeah. And a fair warning, based on if you go way back to our SWOT analysis, in fairness, you can't just put lighting in dirty walls and broken down equipment. It's
and
really
expect to see it lift,
it's part of a formula. Most of the guys or gals who are doing it's a major part of the formula, but you have to do the other parts of the recipe to get that 70% lift.
Agreed.
Yeah,
I agree with that 100%. Let's jump into installation. Everybody knows me as Fix It with Phil. I'm a hands-on guy, right? So, the ease of actually putting these lights in is not really above anyone.
No, it's very DIY because it's plug and play.
Yeah. And the fact that, G&G supplied the roadmap of you need this many tubes in these bays. They should be positioned in these areas. You connect them in this order and then wire them to this point, right?
Yeah. We literally, when we get quotes for our customers, we tell them it can be on a napkin. We really just need length and width and where the equipment room is, and then they do They do a really good job of doing a little layout.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very simple, and anybody can do it. You really don't need anyone to clip them up to the ceiling and plug them together.
Yeah.
It's really almost like color by number, really. I can do it. It's that simple. Like,
how many have you done, Erin?
Well, I do all of our trade shows. So I know a lot.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, though, that's why, like, for a refresh site, okay, whether you're wanting to refresh and do a massive makeover, which is great, or you're just looking for something, a lot of bang for a little buck, then lighting is a really, really simple upgrade. You need no structural changes. It bolts onto your existing walls or equipment. Like, there's no trenching, there's no conduit. It's literally just push and click cable connectors and
no electrical upgrades. And
fixture 1 goes here, fixture 2 goes here. You click them together and ta-da.
Yeah.
It's
and
I
think from a miner standpoint, you could put an 8-foot tube over a vending wall and it would make a big difference.
Oh, yeah.
Or you can do the whole edge to face the street.
Mm-hmm.
You can do your bays to glow up. I mean, you could do a small or you can do it big.
Yeah.
It's not one box, one size fits all.
And this is one thing, say that you did do a decent sized reno at your site within the past 2 years, 3 years, whatever that looks like, right? And you've seen a little bit of lift and you didn't see the lift that you thought you were going to get. You didn't do G&G. This is your calling card. This is the time to do it. Right?
That's a no-brainer.
So that's going to push you up that couple more tick marks to get to the position you wanted to be, right? To be able to show your customers that you made that investment. So, if you've already done the reno, it's not too late. You can still get the G&G in there and you can do it yourself.
Yeah, and guys are, always wondering how they can, the price confidence we talk about all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying. This is an easy way to get price confident. To get that self-serve bay up that extra 50 cents to get to an even dollar amount, or $1 to get to the next dollar. This is just the easy way to do it. And actually, if you look at it that way, I know I've done it at my sites. I mean, it pretty much pays for itself with that dollar increase.
Without a doubt.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
It's almost free lighting.
Yeah, I mean, it pays itself back.
Yeah,
it pays itself back.
Really does.
When you talk about the lift, when you talk about the lift Erin's talking about, and then you talk about just the revenue increase because you're doing an upgrade, because you should increase your prices when you're doing upgrades.
You have to.
Yes.
You have to.
Like, whenever you sit down and look at the math of it, I mean, sure, there's an upfront investment to it, but when you play it back, how much lift you can see in traffic and packaged up sales and memberships, on average, it pays for itself in about 3 months. We did a site when we ran the numbers on it. If you average $500,000 annually, you're seeing like $110,000 net profit in year 1. So sure, there's an upfront investment to it, but can you afford to not realize that additional profit?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we're all trying to make an extra $1 or 2. It seems like a no-brainer to me. But
well, we're actually financing a lot of these 20, 40, 60, whatever the price tag is.
Yeah.
I mean, we're financing them to people through Ascenium anyway.
Right. So if you finance that out and you're seeing that major lift, and then you can use that lift to pay the lights off, right? It's free. It's a free revenue boost, essentially.
It is. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they have to understand they got to pay for the lights, right?
But whenever you run the math and run the numbers on that,
your customers are paying for the lights.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day.
Well, and I think that's another good point to really jump into, as we look across the fact that all utilities are going up in price, right? Everybody's paying more for electric, everybody's paying more for water and sewer and all those types of things. These lights are so efficient. You can broadcast your site, like Mark said, from 1 mile to 3 miles away and pay less to do that than you in your electric bill than you would if you just had the old dim sodium bulbs that just use a ton of power, right? So you're getting a revenue boost, you're bringing more clientele onto your site, and then effectively you're also paying less in power consumption because the lights demand less power to run.
Yeah.
Right.
And a counterpoint to
less power to replace whenever they burn out because they last 4 times as long. So your maintenance costs go down, your inventory, your electric, everything. I mean,
Yeah,
optimize.
a counterpoint to the 3 Mile Glow, which you and I like.
Yeah.
On the socials and stuff like that, people say, "Oh, I'd love to do this, but I don't know if my neighbors would like it." And actually, there are ways to do it, even if you're like, I have one that is in the middle of a neighborhood, and there's different light packages where you can focus the light. You cannot get what they call the light pollution out.
Yeah.
You can still get a good visual from the street, but if you talk to us or you talk to a professional, there's way you can do it. There's ways you can do it where you're not going to upset your neighbors.
Yeah, they don't make just one light tube, guys, right? They make a bunch of different styles of these light tubes that have different angles and all those types of things that you can, like Marc said, really focus that light in a certain direction if you need to do that. The other thing I would say is there are controls within the platform itself that allow you to dim them, and you can have that set up on a time schedule. You don't have to think about it, set it and forget it, right? At nighttime, when it actually gets like pitch black outside, you can have them dimmed down to a certain percentage where you don't have to worry about truly like disrupting a neighborhood if you're in a neighborhood or.
We actually have to do at the G&G headquarters in upstate New York. So there's a residential area that backs up to it through the woods. So we have our dimmer set to come on the building lights on the outside. Comes on a certain time and they turn the whole system off at 10 o'clock every night or whatever it is. We don't want to interfere with the neighbors too. So we get that from our own personal standpoint. Like, we bake in all of that. You don't have to think about it. It'll just, you set it up once and it does it for you.
There's another neat thing happening and some of the chemical companies are coming out with iridescent chemicals that will reflect or attract in certain ways to get more chemical effect from the lighting.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of chemical companies that are doing away with actual colored soap because they know that everybody's going to use G&G and change that soap color to whatever they want it to be anyway, right? So they're going to like a really, like you said, a whitish, clearish color soap that will actually refract the light, gather it, bounce it off, and give an even better show. So G&G has effectively, you guys have effectively pushed into the chemical company's head to stop putting dye in their soap and just make their soap more reflective so that the G&G can do its job, right? And that's a big deal when you think about it.
It was, I mean, that's a byproduct of it for sure. But even just from an operator's perspective, like how else can you give a visual confirmation that your customer is getting what they paid for?
Right.
Like, I don't know what ceramics going on my car, but if I have this really elaborate fancy light show that's saying I got what I paid for, like that makes me feel good, right? I got my money's worth out of it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we've talked about how easy this is. I want to jump into the technical part of it here quick. The app, you can do it on your laptop, you can do it on your phone. And then I also want to I want to touch on the training that you get when you buy one of these packages, right? You get a training session with a G&G employee in the tech department. They walk you through how all this works, how to set everything up, how to set those dimmer timers, how to set the light shows up, how to create your own shows, how to use the shows that G&G already created for you. And then, Erin, you had mentioned there's another portion of that platform where I think G&G completely takes care of all of that for you.
This is new, right? This is a new thing.
Spoiler alert. This is coming soon for sure. So at ICA this year, we're launching a new program called Captivate. It's a monthly subscription program where we actually go in and while it's already super easy to do yourself, the reality is car washers are busy washing cars and the lighting is a secondary thought. So we will go in, manage your system for you so you get all the benefits with literally zero effort on your end. So we'll go in and we'll do all the holidays, just events, different like just community captivate ways, really ways to engage with your community. We're offering like marketing promotions that you could tie in where lighting's just sort of the foundation to build a bigger event if you want to. We'll offer everything down to your social media posts just to kind of really optimize Color Wash as your platform for marketing overall for your car wash. So really excited about this one. We want to make sure that you're getting your money's worth out of the investment you already made, and you're using it to its fullest potential for sure.
So if a customer's in Louisiana near LSU and they want for game nights and stuff like that, the weeks leading up to a game, they want it to be LSU themed, whatever that looks like.
Is that purple and yellow?
Purple, yellow, and white.
Yeah, I think we know somebody down there.
I do. I know we do.
There's the events tab in there that you could go in and you could sit down as soon as the schedule comes out for the year and just automate that show. You could put the days for the game shows there. You can set a whole lineup. Just implement this on September 15th, and it's going to happen.
Yeah.
The next day it'll revert back to your originally scheduled programming, and
yeah,
super easy.
I can see that. Once you get multiple sites, it's one less employee if you have a subscription to just kind of take care of it,
manage it for you,
and then all you have to do is say, "Hey, I want to tweak this or tweak that," and it's taken care of because it's just so. Like when my service guy was there to fix the IBA and he forgot to put it back into light show and he has it on white. You can tell us that.
It might.
That happens a lot.
That happens a lot.
It does happen a lot.
Yeah. I'll send that. I'll say, hey guys, the lights are white at 1, 2, 3, whatever, and they're like, "Oh, I was there fixing something. I didn't put the light show back on."
I think just that the subscription is sounds like such a great tool, just because, man, to not have to think about light shows, to not have to think about like fully monitoring that, and to get those updates and whatever. Like you said, you're losing half an employee by doing that, and I'm sure that it would warrant the payment itself,
especially if you have a lot of sites. And you
the way the pricing structure, if you bring in one extra car a week, then it's more than pays for itself. Like it's such a low cost investment, but with huge return potential for it. So the pilot program we've had, people are seeing like 3x amount. And I know a big part of it is a lot of people just leave their system defaulted on the rainbow setting, where the rainbow's pretty, but it's just always rainbow. Whenever you switch that up and you see, really bright reds and greens for Christmas, like it catches people's eye. It's breaking the eye blindness. It's just something that's constantly turning heads when there's something new happening. So just leveraging that constant engagement touch points.
They can't get used to the light show that they've always seen. I think when this launches at ICA, I'll be one of the first guys standing in line trying to sign up for it.
I bet you will.
You gave a really great statistic earlier. $500,000 a year, seeing $110,000 lift within that year. I just want to take a minute and just say that again out loud and let that sink in for everybody out there to understand that it is an initial investment, but that initial investment comes right back to you very quickly.
Yeah, and I don't want to forget, the guys that I deal with on a daily basis who are trying, they're doing a rehab. Their site was doing $40,000 a year, because they haven't done anything. They're going to get to that 200, 250, but with their rehab and their price increase and their new equipment, their white walls, and in that case, the G&G is not going to add 100,000, but it might add 20, which would pay for the G&G in less than 18 months.
Agreed.
Right. So, in relativity, I mean, that's most of the people that are listening to this are in that, probably not in the 500 gross sales trying to get to 6. They're probably in the 40 trying to get to 200.
Yeah. I think it's great that you're jumping that scale down to give a lot of people on and I don't want to use lower as a bad term, but in a different market, right? Giving them the idea of what they could see, right? So, yeah, we don't want to.
Well, we've been saying this now for a couple weeks. The tide has shifted, and operators should not be worried about the tunnel that's going in down the street. Self-serve IBA operators should not be worried about the tunnel that's going in down the street. They should be worried about the self-serve IBA operator down the street who's fixing his site up and putting the lights in and putting new equipment in, putting the walls in, fixing his signs up, painting his roof.
It's so funny you mentioned that. So one of the pilot customers on this Captivate program, it's a small end-bay operator. She said that one of their big tunnel competitors up the road actually came over and said that his customers had been talking about her lights, and he wanted to come see what she was doing because it was making such an impact in their community that
Wow.
for his customer talking about it and stealing attention from him. Yeah, I like that very much, but she did.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
No,
awesome.
that is awesome.
Yeah.
Right there is proof in the pudding that you don't have to be fearful. You can compete with the tunnel that's going in down the road or whatever that is.
Well, it's good for car washes, right?
Yeah.
Iron sharpens iron. If all the car washes can lift up their professional image, and it's just great for the industry, and it's just great for the next guy who's trying to figure out how to do it, because it really is. There's so many people now setting good examples. You know, in our side of the business, the self-serve IBA, it's been stagnant for so many years. These last 2 years, people are really changing the way we do things, which is really good for this industry. It's getting people out of the driveways.
So I think the biggest thing from all that being said is don't get left behind.
Don't get left behind.
Don't be scared of the small investment for the G&G on what you'll miss out in the long run.
And it's a way too. So I know like Marcus Cottrell at the Buddy's Car Wash that you guys just did the lights in looks phenomenal, but they own like every car wash in their town, right? He told me they're even competing with each other. They're using those lights to like play against each other and competing with their own car washes in town and just having fun with it and just seeing how engaged with the community that they can be all through their colored lighting, which is really cool to me.
Yeah.
It's definitely setting a trend, and it that one in particular has gotten a lot of traffic and attention. So
for sure.
Wow,
Erin, we talk a lot. Is there anything that we missed that you think everybody out there should know?
I mean, I just want everybody to know that, you know, car washing can be made easier through tools available to you, and lighting is one of those. Like I said, you guys are the experts on cleaning cars, but as far as just engaging with your community, that customer experience, competitive differentiations, just ways that you can really go the extra mile. Lighting's such an easy tool to do all that through, and it's hands off. You set it, you forget it, and watch the magic happen. So I think we're all trying to make things a little bit simpler where we can, and it's a really easy way to do that.
Yeah.
That's
awesome. Well, I mean, you guys have been great partners for umpteen years, many years. We want to thank you for being on. Was this our first try? Our first try of doing this. This is our first podcast together, Erin.
Yeah.
Not right.
For me, it's truly, you know, a big thanks to G&G for making this such an easy experience for operators to be able to lift their sites up in such an effective way, right? Giving them the platform to be able to do that and making it so easy for them to be able to do it. I think that deserves a thank you in itself.
Yeah. Industry innovations are fantastic.
Yeah. So I think that's it. I think I'm going to close this one up. Everybody, we want to thank Erin for being on with us today. Thank G&G for everything that they do for the car wash community, whether it's Tunnel Express, self-serve guys. If you haven't looked into G&G yet, you should give us a call, Kleen-Rite, and we'll get you fixed up.
And I want to thank Little Trees, our season sponsor, who you put a G&G light over top of and light up your tree tap vendor and sell some trees.
Sell some trees, let the G&G bounce off the stainless steel of that Laurel vendor.
Oh, yes. I love the pictures with the trees hanging on the rear view with the lights going in the background from inside.
Well, we need to cut. Little Trees needs to come out with almost like a tin foil tree so we can put a light over top of it.
Disco ball Little Trees.
Yeah.
Yes.
There we go.
There you go. We'll see it next.
And the innovations continue.
Yeah. All right,
guys. We'll see you on the next one.
All right. Thanks, Erin.
Appreciate it.
All right.